everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people on whose traditional lands these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Absolute pleasure to have you along with me. Love your comments. Keep the questions coming. And let us get started. Okay, I'm heading off overseas at the moment. I'm going to have a look at the New Zealand elections, which are coming up shortly. I didn't realise they were so soon. Yes, I do have a vested interest. I am Australian. I vote in the Australian elections, but I have quite a number of family in New Zealand. So I get to hear about the political climate over there. So what's happened is you've got the three major parties. You've got Chris Luxon, who is now the head of the Nationals Party. They're the Conservative Party. Yeah, not entirely liking of Chris Luxon. However, he does have, well, he's a businessman, and businessman coming into politics isn't always the best. However, the leader of the Labor Party, who took over from Jacinda Ardern, is Chris Hipkins. Oh man, Chris Hipkins, go put your school uniform on and go head back to school. I do apologise. I'm trying not to bring bias in, but he is very inexperienced, and he is coming across as inexperienced. And then we have Winston Peters, who is the head of the Maori Party, and they tend to, it's like in Australia, the head of our Greens Party. The Maori Party tends to hold the balance of power. It's actually more like in Australia we have a coalition called the Liberal National Party, or the LNP. The National Party gets about 3% of the votes in Australia, but they literally can control the policy making of the Liberal National Party. So if that party gets in power, then basically 3% of the votes have control over legislation in Australia. So it's really, I'm feeling that it is an election of who is the least worst. So what's happened is under Jacinda Ardern and Chris Hipkins, the party went very far left, very progressive, and although I totally agree with what they were trying to achieve, they went too fast, too hard. Instead of taking small steps and bringing people along with them, they just bulled a gate to convert New Zealand to a renewable economy, clean and green and all the rest of it, which I know is one of their selling points. But they just went a bit too hard and too fast and didn't take the populace along the ride with them. The National Conservative Party, my worry is that they won't go far enough, and then the Winston Peters just tends to be in it for Winston Peters from my external view. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm going to have a quick look at the two major parties and see how they're going to go, the National Party and the Labor Party. I might use two different decks and just see the comparison. So I just want 4 cards for, what am I using? I'm using the Gilded Tarot Owl, so I'll put these for the Labor. You wanted that one. Okay, let's have a look. The Labor Party, how are they going to go in the upcoming New Zealand election? Labor Party in the upcoming New Zealand election. They really peeved a lot of people off. I'm going to pop that one there. Okay. I could keep going on this. Actually, I'm going to bring you down to have a look because there's more coming forth. So what we've got here first is the feminine inspirational energy. I'm going to call this the past, the feminine inspirational energy. That was Jacinda Ardern. Chris Hipkins had some very big shoes to step in, and I don't know that he's achieved it. There is secrets that are now coming to the surface and being exposed to the light in regards to particular policies that Labor were trying to push through, because here we have the abuse of power trying to push through an abuse of power which has left wounded on the battlefield, unintentional wounded. I know in regards to their rental market policy over there, they put such demands on landlords to over-insulate houses, bring them up to 100-year-old houses, bring up to earthquake code, etc., which has proven too onerous for a large number of landlords there, who were then forced to sell, and which has led to a significant rental housing shortage. So this is them leaving in their wake those that literally were run over by their determination to push through these policies. I'm not going to call this my victory card. It's never been my victory card, and I'm not going to start now. This is about a look at me, need to be seen, social media interaction, etc. And then we had the Emperor card, my way or the highway, control. On the base, we've got the Page of Cups, something unexpected being presented emotionally. The Star card, which could be a hope and healing card, but we've got the Queen of Cups, bringing forth something that has not yet been revealed. Man, they better do it quick, because the election, I think, is in 2 weeks' time, if that. But we then have the Fool card, the Death card. So this is the new beginning in faith and hope. Also juggling. Death card, about a significant ending and stepping forward with authentic reform into a new beginning. We also have the Strength card, compassion, internal compassion and empathy, an emotional maturity here, giving and receiving help, a good orator, bringing forth the message, and cutting through with truth and honesty, wisdom and knowledge. Now, okay, so this is the Labor Party. Got the Nine of Wands, surrendering to the messaging, the plan coming to fruition, an offer on the table, and a crossroads moment. Look at all the wands we're getting here. It's about messaging and working together. Okay, I'm going to... On the bottom, there are things that they've not yet revealed. I am suspecting they're in negotiation behind the scenes already, even prior to the election, to form a government, possibly with the Winston Peters party. There may be other minor parties that they can form with, but I'm getting the feeling that they may come out on top with working with others. The Three of Cups there may be 3. So the Labor Party and 2 minor parties come together. But let's have a look. Chris Luxton, the National Party. I'm just going to do a Celtic cross for this. How is Chris Luxton and his National Party going to go in the New Zealand elections? How is Chris Luxton and his Conservative National Party going to go in the elections? I have no vested interest. I have no ability to vote in this election. Let's have a look. Do have family there, so I am curious here. Okay, the Lovers card. This conservative masculine dominance is fading in response to the feminine, empathetic, community-based governance. So the Signifier card, interesting. Significant challenge by a significant ending and a new beginning. Is this them getting into the position? I don't think so. I think it's they're going to have to have a good hard look at the messaging that their party is putting out there, because it's also a real authentic change. Okay, foundation, but at the base we do have the Strength card. I shuffled and shuffled and shuffled. We do have the Strength card. So they are seen as a strong contender. In the past, they've found themselves hamstrung and restricted. Crowning this reading, though, we've got this Emperor My Way, or the highway masculine energy taking control. 3 major arcana is the true line, so they may. And a 4th major arcana, the Wheel of Fortune. Times are changing. Those that were on the top find themselves in the bottom. On the bottom, they find themselves on the top. But let's see where this goes. Externally, Knight of Cups putting forward an offer. Internally, Page of Swords, a rather angry truth being brought forward for them. Hopes and fears, revealing secrets that are not yet known, or plans, but we have here the moon. The outcome is the moon. A lot of major arcana for them, but they're not necessarily good. Secrets being brought to the surface. Empiric, masculine energy, death card, etc. Secrets being brought to the surface and exposed. This is outcome, finding themselves burdened under the message. Another major arcana, a new beginning, and emotionally overwhelming. Finding themselves entrapped by the messaging, bringing forth a new message in the face of a harsh truth with that Knight of Swords. Actions having consequences. They're getting so many majors, and an ending and a beginning and a new chapter as this truth cuts through, and they will be at a crossroads. So what I'm really, in the heartbreak and loss card, anxiety, and having to walk away. We've got abuse of power here as well. I'm really getting, we've got pulling a rabbit out of a hat, but a collective awakening and a call to arms. But they're going to find an obstacle in their path. And then we've got the birth of something significantly new coming forward. What I'm really feeling with the Luxon National Party is that I don't think they're going to be the ruling party. I'm really getting that the line that they're putting out there is going to be seen as too aggressive, too pro-powerful. Does that make sense? Too pro those that have power rather than those that too pro those in the elite rather than down the bottom. I don't think there's going to be a clear government. I think Labor are going to get through by forming a coalition with at least one, if not 2, minor parties. But it's going to force the National Party to take a big step back and have a look at the policies that they're offering for the people, rather than, if you can hear that, that's Bindi having a scratch on the rug, that they're going to have to rethink how they present themselves and their policies as a party, because what I'm really getting is that the majority of the mood of the community has moved on from the traditional national offerings, and it is going to be I'm getting there's going to be a lot of protest votes for the minor parties, and they're just protests about the quality of politicians that are up for election in the major parties, if that makes sense. Okay, let's see how it plays. Thank you for joining me. Love to you all. Take care.